Hey guys, my name is Lamba. Welcome back to Mobisium. Today we're talking about the Dell Inspiron 7000 gaming laptop. Basically, it's a black device with red accents. It comes in this whole black and red gamer kind of thing. It's a perfect laptop for mid-level gaming, and what makes it so special is that it starts at only 90,000 rupees for the base variant GTX 1050 Ti graphics card. It's themed around the Spider-Man Homecoming movie with its web accents, vents and exterior speaker grills. I really like the design. Look-wise, the build quality is different and how it feels is just a whole different story. It has a rubber finish on the top surface and it feels pretty nice. It's made up of soft touch material, which I enjoy, and when it's new it feels a lot better with a really great grip. But after the wear and tear, it doesn't show as much. There's not much of a fingerprint left on the laptop because of its good rubber finishes, and it can look pretty bad when it gets older. I have this ThinkPad P50 Signature Edition made up of similar material, and it's about 8 months old now, and see how it turned out. The laptop has a lot more red than I first thought. The vents, the speakers, the keyboard also has some red to it, which is it's pretty cool. Then again, just keeping with the theme of the Spider-Man Homecoming film. The laptop we have is the high-end variant, and it comes with a hybrid storage, which is a 1TB HDD, 256GB M2 drive, 16GB of RAM, Nvidia GTX 1050 Ti graphics card, and the Intel 7th generation i7 CPU, which clocks in at 2.8 GHz. The port selection on this thing is pretty damn good. On the left, you get the Noble lock slot, a standard Dell charging port, a USB 3 port, and a full-size SD card slot. To the right, we have an Ethernet port with speed of up to 1 gigabits per second, one HDMI port for a second monitor, 2 more USB 3 ports, and a combo headphone jack. The headphones are combined, has the headphone and earphones in one, which you might like or you might not. I personally prefer it. There's no USB-C on this computer. And since there's no USB-C, there's no Thunderbolt port either for another extra monitor. Hinges are positioned in the center, so there's a pretty high chance for it to twist every time you hold it to move the laptop. The way it opens with just one hand, but then again, that's owing to its heavy build structure. It clocks in at 2.7 kilograms. The exterior case holding the speaker vents is made up of plastic, and the palm rest has a little bit of a soft material. When you open it, there's a great keyboard. The layout's really nice. It's got a number pad and everything, but the keyboard doesn't feel so nice to type on. The keyboard well is not that nice to type on. The clicks are a little softer than most gaming keyboards. Then again, it's a very personal thing. The trackpad is really good. It's got a Windows Precision driver, and it's not as premium as the one on the ThinkPad, but the responsiveness and the clicky feel is pretty nice. Then again, the palm rejection also works really well while gaming. The flex in the display is pretty annoying, but the chassis and keyboard flex is practically negligible. The laptop stays silent while gaming and doesn't heat up much, but the fan speed cannot be controlled at this moment. This is one of the easiest to open back panels of any laptop by far. There's just one screw holding the entire back panel in place, which opens it up and has all the swappable components. In the middle, there's 2 RAM slots capable of running DDR4 memory, and you can expand it up to 32GB. Just below that, there's a 74 watt-hour giant battery which lasts up to 6 hours with no gaming. I say that because most people get confused and often ask why their laptops last only an hour or 2 while gaming, and that's true. This laptop too can last up to 2 hours with gaming, but then again, I'd always recommend that you run it completely plugged in while gaming. On the left, there's a 256GB SSD, and next to that, there's the 2.5-inch hard disk drive. If you buy the 8GB variant, you probably won't get the SSD, but you can always add that later. Aside from that, there's 2 fans, one for the CPU and the other for the graphics card, and a pipe running across the metal. For those who care about the webcam, it's 720p, and it works well for video calls and PIP live streams. The speakers are pretty amazing and really loud, so it's really great to enjoy music and for movies. And for gaming, well, you know you're going to use headphones anyway. The highs are great, the mids are fine, and the lows are practically amazing. Here's a sample if you'd like to try it out. Been waiting on the sunset, bills on my mindset, I can't deny it, getting high. The screen is a 1080p IPS panel which works amazingly and gives a much better viewing experience than last year's model. My favorite part is the fact that the screen is non-reflective and the colors are absolutely rendered amazingly. The only problem though is the screen is not too bright. And finally, the gaming on the laptop is amazing. It has 4GB of the Nvidia 1050i graphics card and shares 8GB RAM from the computer. But while gaming, it works out very smoothly. We had a 30 frames per second constant running frame rate while playing CSGO, and this was the very high graphics setting. We played Dota 2 with no issues as well. The fans were quiet and heating wasn't noticeable on the palm rest at all. The SSD is very fast and so is the 2.5-inch hard disk. Booting up is extremely quick and you can start your work without waiting for any apps to load. The computer comes with the default Windows 10 Home Edition. You get a licensed version of all Microsoft Office from 2 to 16 as well. You can definitely do some mid-level gaming. Photo and video editing work totally fine. Adobe Premiere Pro and Final Cut work extremely smooth with the 16GB RAM, and the SSD just makes everything just run in a flash. The port selection is really nice, and you can definitely upgrade specs like the RAM, the SSD, the HDD, and the Wi-Fi card. You might not like the keyboard because it's got this really large travel distance, but that's up to your preference and eventually you'll just get used to it. Web browsing with multiple panels open and multitasking is a total breeze. You don't get a lot of bells and whistles like a 4K display or a touchscreen, but then again we feel like you're not even paying for these features, are you? At 1.12 lakhs, we feel that this is one of the best packages that you can get for gaming come video editing at the same time. If you like this laptop but don't have the budget, you can also get the lower end variant, which is 8GB of RAM and no SSD, for just 90,000 rupees. And if you don't want it for gaming, you can always just do well with all of your day-to-day activities on this laptop and it won't disappoint. But that's about it for today, guys. Thank you for watching. Stay tuned, subscribe to Mobisium, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, make sure to drop a comment below, subscribe to our Hindi channel, and keep coming back. We've got some really dope tech videos dropping really soon. This is Vedant Lamba signing out. Good night.